are these people?
Speaking of our friend Care Bear, Reef's co-host on Wednesday night, INN co-founder Colin Radix Carter, sent me this article out of sheer post, and I probably would have picked it up, but I'm glad he sent it to me because this was friend of the network and friend of Misty's, Sam Carliner. Princeton students head to trial nearly a year after Gaza encampment. And he wrote this.
I remember talking about them getting RICO acted, right?
Yep. So he's writing this for Mondoweiss. Sam's written for a bunch of different publication bylines. This was picked up out of sheer post. Nearly one whole year after the students at Princeton University held an encampment on their campus in solidarity with Gaza, 12 students and one postdoctoral fellow will head to trial. In a statement released by Princeton Israeli Apartheid Divest, or PIAD.
Okay.
All right. The main organization behind the Princeton Gaza Solidarity Encampment. Organizers claim that the trial date arose from a dangerous process of intimidation and coercion. The trial, which, again, have you heard anybody else talk about that students are going to trial against the university? No. The trial has been scheduled. What? No, sir.
No, sir.
April 14th to 16th, and the students face charges of defiant trespass for boldly holding a building occupation at Clio Hall, home of the graduate school's administrative offices. These activists, deemed the Clio 13, face up to 30 days in jail and a $500 fine. I'm guessing each. Their larger concern, however, is whether the Princeton administration succeeds at discouraging future activism against Israel's oppression of Palestine. And there's plenty of that. Graduate student and PIAD member Aditi Rao explained how Palestine activism has called into question the culture of Princeton University. Quote, the administration prides itself on neutrality and ambivalence, and so it didn't want there to be this narrative of so many students collecting themselves together for the cause of liberation, for the cause of a radical divestiture movement. That's kind of weird, right? In the recent statement about the upcoming trial, PIAD claims that the university has singled out Rao as a ringleader responsible for the building occupation and tried to pressure her into pleading guilty to defiant trespass in order for the other 12 students to have their charges dropped. So they're pitting them against each other is divide and conquer type of tactics. Again, let me blow this up a little bit more. Right? So Princeton did not respond to a request for comment on the allegations. Of course not. They'll just kind of let it all play out. They don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Despite this, the group has held firm in their solidarity with one another and refused to have her plead guilty in order for the activists to have their charges dismissed. Solidarity for real. University spokeswoman Jennifer Morrill defended the university's handling of the protests. Of course she did, because she's speaking on behalf of the university. The purpose of regulation and discipline at Princeton is... Right. I didn't want to read the statement. Bullshit. She didn't respond to specific questions regarding allegations that Rao was singled out as a ringleader. What a surprise. That activists were surveilled by the university, or that the administration may have influence with the judge who's overseeing the trial of the 13. What a surprise. What a surprise. Thank you. Hey, I know that guy. So, like Princeton, universities across the country are ramping up repression of the movement for Palestine. Again this year, I will add. Universities have tried to repress Palestine activism for years before the issue garnered national attention, but these attacks on student activism have gotten more intense after a wave of Gaza solidarity encampments rapidly spread to 174 universities around the world, in a matter of weeks last spring,
Wow.
which we covered extensively on this show. Columbia University being one of the more famous that ended up having to hold their own graduation separately at St. Patrick's Cathedral because the university wouldn't let these people have their own ceremony.
Where was Hens Hall at?
Hens Hall was Columbia also. Yeah, they took over the library, I believe it was. Piad launched its encampment in the early morning of April 25th last year. The encampment highlighted 5 demands of the university. Remember, they made demands including financial divestment from companies that profit or engage in Israel's ongoing military campaign, occupation, and apartheid policies, which still continue to this day, by the way.
That's all they're asking. They're asking the universities to stop giving money to Israel. And they're like, and stop taking money from Israel.
Well, and what they want. More
importantly.
No, they want them also to not invest in companies that profit from Israel.
Yes.
So that means tech companies.
Same.
That means tech companies. That means defense contractors. That means mutual funds.
Yes,
that means a lot. That means a lot of things that this could potentially encompass, and that scares the administrators and the boards for sure. And they don't want to be dictated to by a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 22-year-old kids in their minds because they're overseeing an endowment of billions of dollars. And what do these kids know?
Sorry, children.
Speaking from the perspective of the douchebags, because I've been in the room with those douchebags, so I know.
Yeah.
But I'm very much against those douchebags. Fuyo! Hiya! For sure, Uncle Roger.
Hiya.
Right? Niece and nephew, for sure. All right. So we also want military divestment from research on weapons of war funded by the DoD. Not too much to ask out of a university, except that the DoD, of course, funds a lot of shit on university campuses with military intelligence stuff. I know that's a George Carlin oxymoron, but it really does happen. Just see all the money that has been kicked into colleges over the last few years into the censorship industrial complex, for example. And a lot of that came from Defense Department. The night before the encampment, so this is on the 24th of April last year, Piad's plans had been leaked and the university had already mobilized police to shut down the encampment. Almost immediately, the police arrested 2 graduate students for erecting tents on the grass in Makash Courtyard. The 2 students were charged with disorderly conduct, despite the fact that dozens of other students had already been setting up tents. I wonder why. One is named Hassan Saeed. I can't imagine why they might have targeted him. Despite the arrest, the encampment continued. One of the people arrested said that initially it was difficult to garner support for the encampment because Princeton students are typically so averse to student activism. Yeah, privileged, wealthy, white, overly, in the past, I don't know how diverse it is now, but probably still overwhelmingly white, student body that will make up the executive class of the future. So it's not surprised that they don't want to rock the boat. But Rao, however, said that an important sector of undergrad students participated in the encampment and challenged the conception of Princeton University as an apolitical place. So again, Rao says, much to our surprise, the undergraduate students really, really, really turned out. Because of the narrative of Princeton's conservatism, efforts aren't made to enliven the progressive spirit of this university. The encampment in many ways was this kind of marvelous opportunity for so many different kinds of progressive spirits on Princeton's campus to collect themselves. Again, that's a quote from her. After several days, the activists claim the university was still refusing to meet with the encampment's bargaining team. Not a surprise. Stonewall tactics. This led the 13 students to occupy Clio Hall on April 29th. During the occupation, the 13 activists insisted in their communications with the university that they were willing to leave the building the minute that the administration agreed to meet with the bargaining team, which had made itself directly available outside the building. Instead, the university...
Which they wouldn't do.
No.
And then they acted like it's the student's problem for, still being the victim. Ugh.
And then they arrested the 13.
Yes, Rico acted them. Like they're the mafia.
Along with the trespassing charges that the students are still fighting, the university subjected the 13, as well as the 2 graduate students arrested at the start of the encampment, to a process of academic probation. The prohibited students from setting foot... this prohibited students from setting foot on campus and limited their ability to fully participate in academic life. They could basically only go to class and live off campus. Both Rao and the other person, I don't want to butcher their name, claim that they have been subjected to intimidation and surveillance. Again, not a surprise. The university did not respond to a request for comment. My guess is that it was not university-affiliated surveillance. My guess is that the organization that we covered last week, Beitor USA, that also terrorized Norman Finkelstein and terrorized people at Columbia University, my guess is that they were involved with this somehow. Quote, they were tracking a few of us very specifically on different nights to see what we were up to and basically just monitor us. I think for the past year, they've had either an administrator or a public safety officer tail Aditi throughout the university. And as I was graduating, my family was really freaked out because there was a police officer that followed my family from event to event. That's one of the 2 grad students arrested. So looking ahead to the trial, all right, after a protracted legal process, they took plea deals in order to have their cases dismissed. The Clio 13 have decided to go to trial in part so Rao doesn't have to take sole responsibility for the protest. And, additionally, the group doesn't believe they're guilty of trespassing. Given that they're tuition-paying members of the Princeton community and were willing to leave Clio Hall if the university negotiated with the activists. I don't know how well a judge is going to look at that belief, but good luck. While the case is officially under the jurisdiction of the Princeton Municipal Court, the 2 that made the deal, or 2 of the 3, believe that it's fully in the power of Princeton University to have the charges dropped. But they have no incentive to do so, and I guarantee that some of their large donors don't want that. They want an example made out of these kids. The judge that's prosecuting this case goes to the same country club as most of the high-level administrators at the university. He's a 2-time graduate of Princeton and is deeply connected. So the university didn't respond to a request for comment on the allegations that Princeton may have collaborated with law enforcement on the case. What a surprise they wouldn't comment. So, on January 17th, Payat announced on X that more than 1,000 people had signed a petition and demanding that the university and municipal court drop the charges. The group encouraged people to keep signing, sharing, and demanding that Princeton do right by its students. But they're going to have to go to trial. And universities are under a lot of pressure right now from their donors and from that class of people, the billionaire class, to tamp all of this energy down. And what it's doing is it's making people want to opt out of college entirely because they don't want that kind of control mechanism pushed on them. And what they're finding is that they don't necessarily even need the college degree in the workplace that much anymore once they get a few years of experience under their belt.
I watched a video today of this lady's got 2 degrees, right? and the only person responding to her like resumes and emails is like someone at a call center.
AI.
Like, right.
Right?
Like, I mean, like, for them to work at a call center, that's the only thing that is even, like, for 2 degrees. You spend how much money on those?
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. Yeah.
In tuition, room, board, expenses, and entertainment and living while you're at these schools. Let's not forget. But yeah, I mean, especially at Princeton, think about how much these kids and these people actually pay and have to mortgage their future to be able to be part of the club. Maybe, hopefully, right? And
ain't nobody got time for that.
Sheerpost and Mondoweiss are both Indie Media Award honorees. That's what I wanted to say. YouTube does not like when we talk about this. So if you like seeing stories like this, please support the media you want to see. The ways to do that are Cash App, $, Indie News Network, ko-fi.com/Indie News Network, paypal.me/Indie News Network, and at our newsletter, innewsletter.com, where you can support monthly or annually with a subscription. But you can also subscribe free, and please do. We put out a daily update.
So please, whatever.
These are the incredible people that are our Wall of Fame. This week we got a annual subscription from Jack Farrell over at Indie Media Today. Thank you so much for that. And our friend James Arkazewski re-upped his monthly subscription over at both of the newsletters for INN as well as Indie Media Today. And we always appreciate that support. We are heavily suppressed. We are demonetized on YouTube because somebody once said that they might not be completely condemning an organization that now has deemed to not be friendly. No, not that one. It's the other thing.
Super safe.
It's hummus.
The safest.
It's we love hummus. We love to eat hummus. It is delicious. Hummus is delicious.
Hummus, delicious tahini spread with the za'atar. It's nice.
A little bit of garlic in there. Yum. Right. But these people have supported our channel and our network.
Sopracel.
They fund the media they want to see, and they support the media they want to see. Best ways to do that: Cash App, ko-fi.com/Indie News Network, PayPal, and Substack. I see Oaktown Girl in the chat.
Money, please.
Oaktown Girl, we work on a value for value system here, and that means that we don't do any ad reads and we don't do any sponsorships. We don't read out promo codes. Charlie Mack Friday night. That's right. Charlie Mack Friday night hooked us up. Natalie hooked us up Friday night. Kamishwari Kate. I mean, so many people. Really, we're so grateful, and we work hard to try to bring a high quality of show and high quality information that hopefully you're not hearing elsewhere, and perspective that you may not be getting elsewhere. And that's why we do what we do. These amazing people have not disrespected INN, but YouTube certainly has, because they've demonetized our channel. The best ways to do it are there on that board. Cash App, $ Indie News Network, ko-fi.com/Indie News Network, paypal.me/Indie News Network, and innewsletter.com, where you can subscribe for free, but also support with a monthly or annual subscription. Money, please, as he likes to say with his little sound bit.
Money, please.
Thank you. So it is.
You gotta watch Parks and Rec. Yeah. First of all, but yes,
that's our Wall
Cash
of Fame.
App, Ko-fi,
PayPal, Substack. That's
all that
it.
stuff.
Yep. Hook us up if you can. If you're not, share the show. Share the damn show.
Don't.
So please, whatever.
Whatever. But here's the way to do that: Cash App, Ko-fi, PayPal, and Substack. Those are our links. Those are the people we love the most.
Please.
A lot of them are hanging out right here. Support independent media, everyone. We just fucking lost the stream. No, you're too early on that. Support independent media, everyone.
No.
We're going to boats. I love y'all. We'll see you soon. Now you can do it.
Yeah. Bye-bye, fam.
Bye, Felicia.
No! We just fucking lost the stream! Thank you.
Can't keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. Why play civil if you won't listen to 50,000 dead? And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. No, I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen. What's more American than slaying your oppressors? What's more American than liberty or death first? God, I thought we were founded on abolishing the tyranny of those who would starve a village all to live empirically. And I regret that I have only one life to give for my cause now that I can see the cause so clearly. See, I want our leaders, regardless of party, to fear me.